Student t-test for two dependent or paired or related samples in SPSS. The t-test, the paired t-test, is a parametric test that can be performed when there are two sets of data. These two sets of data are paired or related, and participants in each set are the same. So each participant has been subjected to different measurement at different time point, or different measurement. To perform the test, certain assumptions have to be fulfilled. The first assumption is the data set should be normally distributed and continuous. So the two set of data has to be normally distributed and continuous, and the two data set have to be paired, and the difference between the pairs is approximately normally distributed, and there is no outliers in the differences. Here in this data view in SPSS, I had inserted a data for 50 participants that has been involved in a study examining the effect of a new drug in lowering the systolic blood pressure. So here we have two variables, variable 1, which is untreated condition at a time of 0 when the drug is not given, and condition 2, post drug treatment, when the participant have been subjected to a drug, and to examine and test whether there is a difference in the systolic blood pressure before taking the drugs compared to taking drug. So in this case, the same participant participated in the two different measurements at the time of 0 and post treatment when the drug is administered, and then the systolic blood pressure was measured and recorded as shown here to find out whether there is a difference between pre and post treatment. Then the paired t-test will be performed as the data has been checked for the assumptions. To do the analysis, click on Analyze, scroll down to Compare Means, and then select the Paired Samples t-test. In the new window for Paired Samples t-test, select the untreated and drag it to variable 1, and then the treated into the variable 2 as shown here, the paired variables. Click on the options, no changes here, and leave the box here ticked. Click on OK. Several tables are generated in the output for SPSS for paired t-test. The first table shows the paired samples statistics. For untreated and treated, there are 50 participants, as they are both involved or participated in the same study with measurement at different conditions. The mean for the untreated is 154.2, and for treated is 146.1. So from this initial values, it is visible to say that the drug has lowered the systolic blood pressure, as the set which have been given the drug, the mean for the systolic blood pressure is lower than the mean for the untreated. And if we look at the standard deviation here, it is nearly 10 for untreated and 11 for the treated, and a standard error of the mean is given here. Looking at the third table here for paired sample test, which is the major table here, as shown, it shows the paired difference. So the difference in the mean between the untreated to treated is 8.1. So there is a difference in the mean for systolic blood pressure between the untreated and treated, and standard deviation is 15.3 and the standard error of 2.164. Next, 95% confident or confidence interval for the difference is given here, lower and upper. The lower is 3.7 and the upper is 12.5, and the mean difference is between these two values, the lower and the upper. And the lower and the upper value, the confidence interval doesn't cross the zero value, then this can confirm that the observation that there is a difference in the mean is statistically significant. So 95% confidence interval confirm that there is a statistical significant differences between untreated and treated. And also given in the table the t test value, which is at 3.7, and degree of freedom, and p-value significant level at one-sided or two-sided p-value. In our case, we will use the two-sided, as the null hypothesis state that there is no difference between the mean for the two set of data, pre-treated and post-treated. And the p-value here is less than 0.05, so it is significant, and we can conclude from here that there is a difference in the systolic blood pressure between those who had the drug compared to the same individuals before taking the drug. In another way, the drug has lowered the systolic blood pressure significantly. So this is the way to perform paired t-test in SPSS.